Once upon a time, in a quiet forest tucked beneath silver-tipped mountains, lived a young fox named Leora. Leora wasn't like the other foxes who loved to chase, pounce, and sneak through the underbrush. No, Leora had a special gift. She loved music. Ever since she was a cub, she carried with her a tiny wooden flute, a mysterious little thing she found inside the hollow of an old tree. She didn't know who left it there. From the moment she touched it, something just felt right. She taught herself to play, one breath at a time, and soon her melodies danced through the forest. Birds would stop singing just to listen. The wind seemed to hum along. Even the moon felt closer on the nights she played. But then, one morning, something changed. Leora awoke to a golden autumn sky. She stretched, picked up her flute, and gently blew into it. Nothing. No music. No hum. Not even a whisper of a note. She blinked. Tried again. Just a little squeak. And then silence. Her heart sank. The music was gone, determined to find out why. Leora set out on a journey through the forest. First, she visited the tallest tree in the woods, the echo tree, where the wise old owl Melis lived. Melis, she asked, holding out her flute. Why won't it play anymore? The owl turned her head slowly, blinking her big golden eyes. The music in that flute, she said softly, comes not just from breath, but from memory, from magic, from emotion. You've played every song you know, but there's one you've forgotten. One your heart still remembers, even if your mind does not. But how do I find it? Leora whispered. You don't find it, said Melis, smiling. You feel it? So Leora wandered, far beyond the places she'd ever been. The brooks she passed no longer babbled. The wind felt quiet. Even the birds seemed to have lost their song. She met a tiny hedgehog who once sang lullabies to the moon, but had forgotten the tune. A hummingbird who used to dance to the rhythm of the rain, but couldn't find the beat. A little wolf cub who once howled with the stars, now sat in silence. Each one felt the same, like something was missing, a melody they almost remembered, but couldn't quite catch. Days later, as the sun dipped behind the trees, Leora arrived at the heart of the forest. There, she found the memory pool, a crystal clear lake that shimmered like stardust. But when she looked into the water, it didn't show her reflection, it showed her memories. She saw herself as a tiny cub, finding the flute for the first time, playing her first note, laughing under a rainy sky, crying beneath the stars. And beside her in the memory stood a glowing figure, a fox made of starlight. The fox looked at her and spoke, not with words, but with a warm, silent, knowing the melody is not gone. It is waiting inside you. Leora closed her eyes. She didn't try to remember music. She remembered feelings. The warmth of her mother's fur. The night snowflakes landed on her nose. The happiness of seeing a rabbit hop to her rhythm. And suddenly, her chest felt full. There it was. She lifted her flute, took a deep breath, and then she played out, poured a song that shimmered like moonlight and glowed like dawn. It's the kind of song that didn't just fill the air, it filled your heart. The rivers danced again, as the wind sang again, as the crickets chirped, and the night birds joined in. Leora had found it, the forgotten melody, not lost, just waiting. And from that day on, the forest was never silent again, because Leora played not just music, she played memories. She played magic, she played the song of the heart, and the forest in turn played along.